Living is such an abstract thing to talk about. It's hardly something you can attempt to define in a few words. It's likely to have different emotions and situations associated with it for every different individual. After all, my version of living can be something far different to yours. It's something you can't express. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas turns this concept of living and what it means to live on its head, with a story about what it means to live while you're dying. As this video starts, I want to mention it's completely unscripted. It's sort of like my OSME Punpun video, where I just want to discuss my thoughts and emotions around an anime which impacted me deeply. It's sort of like a love letter to a film which left me utterly speechless and frozen as I attempted to formulate thoughts on it as I witnessed and finished the movie. So I've watched the movie I Want to Eat Your Pancreas a few times, and it's just now that I'm able to string together a few ideas and words of what this movie meant to me and the profound concepts it left me with, and why I really like it, and hopefully attempt to convince you guys to give it a shot too. So we all have to deal with somewhat of a conclusion in life, a finality of sorts. It might be the single most ultimate truth that we as humans have to grapple with. It's something unavoidable and ever present in our existence. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas tackles with this concept, with the story of a girl who's living through her final few years on the earth as she's battling a terminal pancreatic disease. She's living her life knowing she's bound to die very soon. And what does this girl decide to do? Well, the female main character of this story decides to live her life in normalcy. She wants to be treated with normalcy, as that's what we as humans somewhat strive for. We don't like abstract changes in our life which come out of nowhere, and having a terminal disease is an abstract change which she decides to sort of neglect in a way by living a very normal life. Well, this normal life that Sakura seeks is granted to her by a boy who knows her secret, who knows about this pancreatic disease she has. And throughout this movie, we explore their journey with each other as they learn how human bonds work and how relationships in general work. Talking about relationships though, I don't think this is a story about love or friendship or hell even living without regrets. I think that it's something far more than that. I think it's about living knowing the finality of your story may be around the corner at any given moment. So it's about celebrating your life and living through your particular moment at any given time to the absolute fullest extent. I talked to one of my good friends Ival about this, and this is one of his favorite films, and he essentially said that it's about celebrating your life at a given time rather than letting a particular moment or occasion come to you. So making an occasion out of every single minute you live. So with that, I want to ask, is there any particular anime or film which left you with somewhat of a profound thought like that? If you do have one of those thoughts that you're comfortable with sharing, be sure to leave it in the comment sections down below. I'll love to read it. Moving on though, another thing Pancreas left me with was it gave me a relationship where it's simply one of completion of each other's identity. And that's what I found so beautiful to witness as the film went on. Our male main character, which I won't refer to the name as it's somewhat of a spoiler, and our female main character Sakura, they both shared a story of completion of each other. They both had something that the other lacked, and as the film goes on, it sort of elaborates on that more and more, and also why both of them found allure in each other. And one quote really sticks out to me, and this quote is, "Every day is worth the same, no matter how you choose to spend it. So you have to choose to spend yours wisely and however you want to spend it." That just sort of had such a big impact on me, where every day it has 24 hours in it. It won't have 26 hours magically. So each moment is worth the same amount of time. So it's about how you make that moment. It's about how you want to live. So a lot is in your court essentially. As I'm speaking, I just realized maybe me conveying the emotions as well as the concepts that this film left me with won't be as, impactful as you watching the movie yourself. So let me just list a few reasons why you should go watch I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. First and foremost, it has amazing characters. I think both our male main character and the female main characters, as well as the various side characters, have a lot of life to them, and they're also all flawed in some sense. And in my Subaru video, I mentioned why I love flawed characters, because they have something that you can associate with, because we're all flawed to some extent. And on top of that, it has beautiful animation. It visually is a spectacle to see. And in addition to all that, it also has an amazing soundtrack. I think Himitsu, which is one of the songs which plays in this movie, is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. And I also think that this is a film that you can get a lot of non-anime watchers into anime with. I've done that a few times and it generally sort of works because it's just, very different. You won't see an anime film like this because it doesn't hold any punches, right? Like the first scene that this film starts off with is the main character's death. So it's a very, unique film. So I hope you enjoyed the last 5 minutes of me blabbering about how I Want to Eat Your Pancreas made me feel bloody existential. And if you did enjoy that, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to. And with that, sayonara and adios everybody.